welcome
Hello
to our
guys.
YouTube channel.
Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we said we are now at 15,000.
15,000. We're at 5,000.
So oh god.
Maybe she's
We are now
prophesying.
at 5,000 subscribers. So we just want to do that our happy dance that we told you guys we were going to do. Yeah, babe, no.
She's the main dancer. I follow her.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for everything you've done. We appreciate the support and we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
We love you all.
Yeah, so without further ado, we're going to be talking about
What are we talking about?
okay, we're talking about what to do when you're meeting your in-laws. You know, in Nigeria it is always a big deal. In-laws are always a big deal
I
because
think Africa generally.
yeah,
And maybe
because
almost everywhere, I don't know, but Africa most.
yeah,
Especially,
because you basically need your parents'
consent.
before you get married, and for us it's a big deal, especially to get the woman because of course the parents have to consent to it, and in my own church if they don't, then the marriage is not happening. I'm sorry. So what do you do when you want to go and visit your in-laws for the first time?
Begins by you understanding where you're coming from, and then trying to talk to your partner, also giving them heads up concerning where you're coming from. You know, our families are different as much as we are all African families or
Yeah.
Nigerian families, but I mean, a lot of things differ. Families have their values based on culture.
Yeah.
Culture differs. Family have their values based on religion.
Yeah.
They could even be Christians, but different belief. You know,
Yeah.
for example, somebody from celestial background or cherubim and seraphim, you know, and then someone from redeemed, someone from deeper life. You know, they all have different belief
yeah.
system when it comes to faith. Also, you know, so you need to you understand yours better because you're coming from that background. So the lady or the guy might not be coming from that background. So I think it's good that before you even say you want to take him or her to your parents, you need to give them heads up about
yeah,
your
like
parents.
background information about them.
Like background information she's saying about them to so that he or she can understand who they are. You know, he or she can understand
what they like, what they ate. Absolutely.
Yeah, belief
like
system.
My dad now is a deeper level. So imagine someone wanting to get married to his son and then coming to visit him for the first time and he's wearing trousers. The first thing is that it's already, I won't say he will hate you, but it already creates that barrier between the both of you to even communicate to the extent of liking each other or being fond of each other. So it might be, some people might call it hypocrisy or that, but it might just be respectful to respect what they believe in. You get? So if you know that your father-in-law or your parent-in-law does not like trousers, then I feel like it's disrespectful to go visiting for the first time that they are going to meet you, and that is what you do. So it already automatically creates that barrier between you and them, which might not be, they might get to know all of that later, especially when they are now fond of you, they like you already, they know your character, they know that you're a good person and all of that. So it won't create that barrier between them even knowing who you are in the first place, or the value that you're bringing to the table in the first place. Do you get? And then also I would say that you have to make them likable, like your spouse. It is your job to make your family like your spouse or your partner before you even bring them to them. If you are always, like, for example, if you are always complaining about your partner to your parents, she has done this thing today, she has collected my money and she did not return it, she's shaking it on, she cannot cook, she's even, those kind of things in their mind. Even before they meet the person, before they meet her, they already feel like this girl is going to be a very troublesome girl, or she's going to be wasting my son's money and all of that. So it is your job to make them like your spouse before you even
Yeah.
introduce, like bring all of their good qualities. Nobody is perfect,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there would always be something that you don't like, or but just try to hold back that complaint, but just like push out. Or yeah, or what do you think, madam?
Yeah, I think that's just it. As she said, it's good to sell your partner.
Yeah.
You are more like the salesperson in the house at that time. All
Yeah.
right. So what you say to them really really matters. You can give a very bad impression of the person even before bringing the person home, and you can give a very good impression of the
That
person
they'll be
even
looking
before,
forward to
yeah,
even meeting that person.
meeting
Yeah.
bringing the person home. So it's important what you say to them. Let me just be very practical also, so that it won't look abstract. For example, I've seen situations where maybe the guy, the lady is a few years older than the guy, for example, and in some cultures they don't see that as normal for a lady to be a year
Older.
or two, or
Yeah.
even the same age mate with the guy. The same age mate, yeah, could even be understandable, but a bit older, it's a big issue. And I know of this person that had to go tell the parent, oh, I met this lady, this is that, she's good, she's it, but she's like 2 years older than me and stuff like that. I actually feel that that guy is actually very babyish. I'm sorry to say, because
Yeah.
you shouldn't go as far as saying those kind of things. There are certain things that should just be between yourself and her. Certain
Yeah.
things should just even be secrets between you and her. For example, if the person has had a very terrible past in relationship, maybe she's even gone through abortions, different stuff like that, and she open up to you and tell you that because she's trying to be very frank, that this is the person you are coming to marry. You don't need to go to your parents and say, oh, do you know the girl that I'm going out with? She told me she has had like 3 abortions or 2 abortions. She told me she has had like 10 boyfriends or something like that. Or the guy that I'm going out with, he said that. So what I'm saying is that you need to sell them. It begins with you understanding that this is whom you want.
Yeah.
You need to understand that these families, yeah, but they are not the one that is going to stay with this person. You are the one that is going to stay with this person. So as much as, yeah, it's family centric, yeah, but after the wedding, everybody goes to their home. If he's beating you, he's maltreating you, or he's doing anything, both of you are having bad experiences, you are going to go through it together. So families are important, yes, but the major thing is that you find happiness in that union, and you believe in that person, and you are confident about that person. So if you believe in that person, you are confident about that person, the next thing you need to do is to sell the person. Sell the person well to your family, because if you fail to sell them, they won't be receptive to it. If you tell them things you are not supposed to tell them out of childishness, and then it affects how they view the person and the perspective that they bring about the person eventually.
I want to even quickly shift this in that when I was meeting my own mother-in-law for the first time, I didn't even have to try to make her like me, because my husband have said so many good things about me that the first day she met me, she was just coming for a hug, like, thank you for taking care of my son, making him happy, those kind of things, just because she has heard all of those good things about me. And then also I want to say, you have to manage their expectations, and the management of the expectations goes both ways. You have to manage expectations with your spouse, like what are you expected, what are you supposed to expect from my family? There are some family that when you go visit, they don't mind you just sitting down, they're treating you like a guest. It is that their norm. But there are some family that they expect you to be part of the chores. They don't expect you to sit while they cook in the kitchen and all of that. So it would be nice to tell your partner that, guy, girl, babe, whatever you call yourself, if you get to my house, if my mom says sit down, don't listen to her, she did not mean it. You just stand up and ask her, what can I do, and all of that. But and then also manage their own expectation and say, this is the kind of babe I'm bringing home. She does not like this thing. You people should not stress her. You people should not be looking at her one kind of way. Just manage everybody's expectations before that time. And it is your job as the daughter or son, depending on the in-laws house that you are coming to manage your own parents' expectations. You don't expect your spouse or your partner to be doing that for you. You have to stand up. It shows that you are even ready to get married if you are matured enough to talk to your parents, communicate with them and manage their expectations. This person that is coming, he does not have money. Do you get? He's just trying to get his life together. So you people should not tax him. You know, that kind of thing. Your brothers, your sisters, you have to be able to communicate that with them. So if you already manage the expectation and say, oh, this person does not have money, this person does not do this, she's just struggling, and then she has dreams, she has this. If she comes with a gift, they will appreciate it. And they also pay low, or he won't try, but see what he brought. He's really trying. But if you have already painted him like, he's a Dangote son and everything, now brought one gift, they'll say, what's this nonsense that this guy brought? Did he think we are begging him? Do you get that kind of thing? So you have to manage both expectations both ways to know what to expect and just be able to make that meeting a very successful and fun-filled one.
Yeah, so to add to that, I just think it's about communication.
Yeah.
So all of these things you think communication is key. You need to both talk together, have a lot of gist, prep each other to understand where you're going. For example, also you're going, you yourself, apart from the prepping you need to make certain research. While I was trying to approach and we were trying to go to, I went down to start reading about the Ijebu people, understand the issue of their culture.
Researcher.
And as a typical Yoruba girl that she is, I can't go to her father and I'm greeting him and I'm not prostrating.
And it's not a Yoruba guy, so
I'm not one. Do you get? But in my own people, if you don't prostrate, nobody cares. Prostration is not even part of the way we greet. But I mean, that's an understanding that I have, and I had to act by that. So I would say communicate. And as she mentioned earlier about managing expectation, I think that is very, very important for us also. She was like the vocal point for everything we are doing in our family. Even when they say, oh, we want this, we want that, I don't talk. I don't get to, negotiate with the mom. Even while we're at the time where we have passed the stage of introduction, we are planning for the wedding.
Yeah.
Even when I call the mom and she's saying some things, I don't talk. If I have opinion, I air my opinion to her, and then I expect her to air that opinion as her own opinion and not as my own opinion. I don't know if you get that.
They will just like him and not feel like he's a troublesome person that not used to hear word.
You get that. So a lot of wisdom is needed in that stage, in that communication stage, and when you get there.
I wanted to. I'm sorry for interjecting. I wanted to bring this in that when we wanted to get married, we both decided that we were not going to do reception for our wedding. But when I wanted to tell my parents, I told them it was my idea that I don't want reception, and that is just it. And even though my parents wanted reception, I had to make them see that this is what I want, these are the reasons why I wanted it and all of that. But you know that at some point my dad was trying to get to you to make it happen, because he knew that because they are just knowing each other, the respect is there for him and it can happen just by talking to him. But I had to make it seem like it is me personally that did not want that, and they eventually have to do what I wanted because it is my wedding. So that is just me trying to make you understand the dynamics between parents, in-laws and their spouses. It is always very unique, and then you both have to know how to manage it so that they will not see your husband as the bad person or see your wife as the troublesome person, whereas it is both of your decisions and you're just trying to make it happen for your own new family.
Yeah, so another thing I want to say is that when it comes to the D-Day of your maybe first time where you're going to visit the person, as my wife said, you need to dress well, dress responsibly. I'm so sorry to say that, but that's just the truth. You need to look quite matured. If you're going to a home where the person is a pastor in certain churches, for example, you need to look into that. For example, I used to be a jean person. I kind of like jean and polo a lot. I like being very, very simple. That's just me. Even while I was leading a youth church, I was basically majorly on jean. Maybe I suit once in a while, but maybe just a suit jacket on my jean and stuff, and I'm okay, all right? Well, of course, when we came and then we started the whole thing, my babe has to suggest that I have some natives that it's going to make me look more,
But you look really good.
And at church might have issues when they see you on jean all the time, all those kind of issues. So I mean, I had to understand her. I had to saw about 5 different natives or something
Very
like that.
lovely.
So,
That
when I was going, I went with one of the native, even when I'm going to meet some other of our, pastors and others, I have to always go on the native. It's not being hypocritical, it's just wisdom. Wisdom is profitable to direct. One of the things I said is that after I'm married to her, nobody is going to come and meet me and say, why are you wearing jeans today? Or stop. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But for that season, I just need to be wise enough to do what I need to do to get what I want to get. And then we move on. I have my beliefs, but this is their belief. I saw their belief and I'm coming into their territory to take a wife. So it's just wisdom to understand the rules of their territory. When you are in Rome, we behave like one of the Romans and you just do what you need to do. All right. So for me, that's it. Another thing I want to say is timing. If you're going to visit your in-laws, for example, lady or a guy, please be time conscious. What I mean by that is that they shouldn't be waiting for you.
Don't use Nigerian.
It's a bit disrespectful. Let's say the father maybe invited one of his friend or his brother, for example, and they are sitting and they are now waiting for you to arrive. I know that sometimes traffic issues might happen, but calculate that into your movement. It doesn't sound well. It sounds disrespectful when they are the one waiting for you instead of you waiting for them. All right, so that's not good. I think you need to look into that, because when you are a bit earlier, they could say, okay, it shows a level of respect for their time. Another thing I would like to mention also is gifts. When going to visit people, I make it a habit most times. I don't visit people, even if you give birth, I don't come visit you and come empty-handed. It's my principle right from when I was even single, not because I'm married. I just believe you don't go to people's house and go empty-handed. I was taught that.
The Bible says a man's gift will make way for him. It happens. It is real. Both physically and spiritually. It is
rich or poor. Everybody likes gifts. All right. So even if you can't afford gift for them, like the parent, for example, if she has younger siblings or something like that, you could think of something that you can, but
just buy gifts.
But however, for the parent, you should, no matter how little it is, it could be a bottle of wine, it could be
what you bought during our own time was a basket of provision. And I remember when you were buying it, that you went to ShopRite and was doing video call with me.
Right.
And I was selecting all the things that he would put inside.
That she wants to.
But now it's gifts for the family.
Right, that she was going to take out of the things I was bringing. And, I was buying them thinking that was even the things our own parents might want more, and our siblings.
Anyway, now it's making way for you in my heart. But I chose the things that my siblings too would like, the things my parents would like, and those are the things that was in the basket, and it was really nice. Like, they loved it, and they myself was like, this is your time, this kind of thing. So it was lovely. So gifts. Very important.
I think it's important. You just need to do that. The same thing when we are going to meet my mom. I had to tell her, get something. Don't go there empty-handed. Don't assume that you are the woman. It's the responsibility of the man to buy gifts. People have some very shallow mentality. Oh, man, he's a man. No, it doesn't happen that way. You are also going to see your future mother-in-law. At least you want to make yourself a bit receptive towards her heart, all right? So having a little gift, for her, I don't think it will do you any harm at all. I believe it will do you good. So gifts are important, so learn to take gifts along.
And most importantly, life is spiritual, so don't forget the importance of prayer. The heart of the man is in the hands of God, so you can pray your way into your in-laws liking you, because we've seen people that they don't just like them. You don't know what you did, you don't know what you did not do, they just do not like you. You can put that in prayers and tell God to soften their hearts towards you, and trust me, you will receive a miracle.
So before, I think another thing I need to mention also is when you are there, you need to learn how to comport yourself. I think it's very important. Even if you are a talkative, the first day you shouldn't express your talkative ministry there. I'm not saying you shouldn't talk, but what I'm saying is that try to be a bit calm. Right? Don't
talk too much and forget yourself. Or eat too much and forget yourself.
Don't just over talk too much. Even if you are a eater, you can eat for Africa. I think you should
No
be a bit.
finish
You should be a bit. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They didn't give you chicken and you are eating the chicken and cracking bones anyhow.
Now, why do you say don't
No, I'm not saying, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. I'm saying on the first day you are getting
now.
there. Some people say, I'm trying to be myself. Yes, I understand. I'm not saying you should not be yourself. What I'm saying is that be a bit calm. Like, you are just meeting them.
Yeah.
Be observant. Observation is
surroundings.
part of leadership. You need to observe your environment where you are. If the father is now opening leg for there are different kind of fathers. You can meet a man that is a joker, like he's just joking with you, you are just laughing, and you could loosen up a little bit and flow. But there are some men that are very reserved. Their words is 1-1. It's 1-1, and they are just watching you. So you need to be a bit calm, know how to talk. All right, even if you too as a lady, you are there, you don't just jump into different conversation or different things. Just talk anyhow. So I think you should be calm because you are coming from different backgrounds, sometimes even different tribes. All right, sometimes different churches. They are saying certain things and their beliefs can be a little bit different. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. And then they are just saying something and you just go and put your mouth, and I just think you should be a bit calm and know how to use your use words also at that particular time much wisely. Then I think lastly I would say that maybe my wife have any other thing is to say, if you are from different tribes, it could do you good. Maybe you just learn the greetings. It's just a way of getting into their heart and making them losing up. They might laugh you. It might not be something, they might laugh at you. It might not be something that you are saying it as smoothly like the way it is. For example, my wife, when my mom calls, she just say one, even though sometimes she don't, my mom would just laugh, and sometimes reply to her and tell her the next thing again that she was going to say, and she will be looking at me and say, oh, what should I say? So the thing is that it's not for anything, but trust me, it has a way of warming their heart also towards you, laughing, seeing that, oh, this person does not and this person does not have issues with our culture, even though we are not the same culture. She can be willing to learn or something like that, even though you know that you don't even want to travel to their own town anyway.
Why are you talking about
I'm just saying. So do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's important. It's just being diplomatic. It's just being respectful and just trying to be a bit sensitive and know how to manage them effectively. All right, so those are some of the thoughts that we thought of. If you are here and while introducing your partner to your family, taking her there, you had a very good reception, or what are some of the things you did? If you are a lady or a guy, maybe when they introduce you, what are some of the things you did? What are some of your experience? Like, did you have a bad experience at the first time, and then what did you do right, for you to get it right? Or what did your partner do? Or let's hear from you. What are some of the things you did to have a good reception in front of your future in-laws, which later became your in-laws? And maybe for you, they didn't even later become your in-law because things didn't work out. What can you share with us that were some of the things that maybe you guys got wrong that other people need to learn from? As much as love is about you and your partner, when you come from Nigeria or from Africa, families are involved. And when family says no, it can be a very frustrating and a long and lonely journey for you guys.
Very stressful. Imagine getting married to a man that the mother-in-law, your in-laws do not like you. Man, it's going to really be very frustrating. So it's nice to get it right from the beginning and make them like you.
Thank you. I hope you learned something today. All right. Let's have your comments. Let's hear from you. Share your experience. You got questions, please ask us. We also have link to our Telegram channel there.
All right. The description.
All right. So please let's have you connect with us and let's see how we can talk together and we'll be ready to answer some of your questions. And do not forget to do what?
To the permanent side. So don't forget to subscribe.
Please subscribe. We have 5,000. The next target is 10,000.
Yes.
We believe that with you, we can do it. Please, and share with someone. I believe we are sharing good practical content around relationship and marriage and all this that you should share with people.
Yeah.
Someone here needs to hear this thing
before they meet their in-laws.
in-laws. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye bye.